The North. Known for its industry, hard-working and innovative people, we are the engineers of the past and always look for solutions for the future. Our creative North wants to celebrate that and show the world what we can do.
Welcome to another episode of Our Creative North, the show that celebrates the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. Today we've got a great show for you where we send Shane, one of our pioneers, to go and see some art at the Art Collective, and we also go to the toffee factory to visit a business that's making some money out of an Oculus Rift.
So once again, Creative North sent Shane Scott along to the North East Art Collective.
My name's Shane, and today I am doing the Creative Pioneer in Art and Design, where today I'll be sketching an area of Quayside and I'll be going to see the gallery in the North East Art Collective. Hello there, I'm Shane Scott, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Catherine Howard and I'm the manager and curator here at the North East Art Collective in Eldon Garden.
This is my first time in this gallery. I find it really amazing. Would you be able to take us a tour?
Yeah, of course, no problem at all. Yeah, are you an artist yourself?
Yeah, I've been doing art for many years, like sketching and things like that.
What sort of things do you sketch?
I've done landscapes and portraits, but like I've never really seen artists, it's just paintings and things like that, and I'm really interested.
Right, okay. Do you want to come over and wander around?
Yeah, sure.
No problem at all. Just come through here.
I've done small doodles and that since primary school. Over the years I've just drew more and more. I've got more into art. I tried painting, print works, I do Photoshop works and things like that, and I've always had a big interest in art.
So this room is one of the first rooms. We've got 11 rooms in the gallery, all full of art and design from local artists and designers. We've got Kevin Day, we've got Walter Holmes, and we've got Ray Campbell as well, and we've got quite an eclectic mix. So what sort of work do you like?
I'm interested in like tonal like sketches as well, and I'm also into like landscapes as well.
Oh, fantastic.
And I can see like I've had outside I saw some landscapes which were very interesting. I was wondering what other types of artworks do you do in this?
It's very, very eclectic. We have original oils, acrylics, we have Shifley prints, we have ceramics, textiles, photography. When you say you do sketching, do you do pen and ink or is it pencil?
I do both. I've done pencil and I'm more interested in my pen work as well.
Yeah. Do you do any painting at all?
Not so much, but looking at these, I want to give it a try, especially these ones. My favourite things to draw are like portraits, obviously. I do landscapes every now and then. I've used paint, I've done certain techniques with other, like such as tea bags and coffee. I've done tonal and pen work, which is my main style of art, and I've also done print work and other stuff, and obviously my graphics work on the computer. My favourite one has to be the one on the top there, especially when the light reflects off the wall.
Yeah, it's very clever, isn't it? Yeah, especially in oils. Because if you ever worked in oils, it's a difficult medium to work in.
I've never worked with oils before.
Yeah, it takes a long time to dry, and you've got to work it in layers. So when you work in watercolours or acrylics, you can literally paint on top. With oils, you've got to let it completely dry, then paint on top again, and then on top again. So that's why it takes.
All of these from Kevin Day's.
All these ones here, most of them the originals, and then we've got his limited edition prints in the browsers, and we've got a couple of prints as well. What we like about Kevin is his subject matter, it changes. So you've got, from the allotment to the train to sitting in a cafe. To actually going out of Newcastle and heads into Northumberland landscapes as well. So his style sort of slightly changes, and it's his sort of outlook changes as well as the more he sort of does.
Really amazing.
So that we're going to inspire to. So I think what we should do now, because this is only a little taste of what we've got here, we'll have a nice wander around the gallery and then you'll be able to see exactly what we've got and hopefully be able to get some inspiration for you.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, no problem. If you come through here with me.
So Shane gets on to look around the beautiful North East artwork around the gallery. Oh look, that's a nice boat. Cats! That one's mine.
Right, you come into this room, Shane. This is where we do really different from other galleries, because what we don't do, we don't put our oils together, our acrylics together, our photography we do, but we still mix it up. We tend to mix everything together. And taking a look at Kevin's oils, these are trying to price here, and this is actually oils, so you can see a difference in how you actually use your oils. Trevor does lots of contemporary landscapes and they look quite sort of childlike, but they still use the same depth in the painting, so you've still got to build up your layers as well.
They are different with Kevin's.
Ever so slightly, aren't they? Yeah, because the colours as well, because Kevin's are quite dark but they're quite bright.
Yeah.
And then you come over to here, so do you think that's an oil?
No, it's this acrylic.
It is acrylic, yeah. You can sort of see because it's not as thick as the oils.
No.
It dries a lot quicker, and especially with Ivan, because when he's doing big pieces, and Ivan just likes work with acrylic because he can work with it quick and it's more manipulative.
Yeah.
So you get lots more of these textures.
Yeah,
whereas if you were working with oils, it tends to be a bit thick as well. So, but
I love the acrylics ones. These ones, especially the golden one there. That one's just amazing.
The lighting, isn't it?
I'd love to be able to do that.
Yeah. You can just imagine being out there, on the actual evening and seeing it, and I think you sort of get the depth as well when it sort of comes in.
Yeah, especially,
Yeah, well, if you start now, you'll be able to do something like that.
Hopefully, yeah.
But you all start from sketches. That's what all these artists do as well. Lots of artists start from the sketches, they go out, they look at what's around them, take photographs, preliminaries, then they go back into the studios and then they start working.
Yeah.
Go on, we'll take to another room and see what else we've got for you.
I've been inspired by people such as Stanley and other amazing directors and artists who have done mini comics and brand line cartoons and stuff like that, and more into the whole cartoon things like Batman and other heroes and stuff like that.
I think you might like this room, Sean, because this is where I'm going to show you some pen and ink works. You said when you were sketching earlier. And this is Terry Donnelly, and you can see all his different styles as well. This is all his wall, and you can sort of see his lovely pen sketches there.
Yeah.
And that's pen and pencil, so you can sort of see. Yeah.
I like that one. Did you say that one was pen?
That's pen.
Yeah, it's got a little scribbly feeling to it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I like the depth on that one as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? As well, and then got that lovely little fine line one as well.
Oh, I like it because you can see the shading. It kind of stands, it makes the bridge stand out loads. Yeah.
And we've got another one to show you.
Okay.
This is one of my favourites in the gallery. This is by Tom Dark.
Oh, I like that.
And I just love the looseness of it.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, I like that. It reminds us of, the effect with the tea bag. Have you know about that? Where you put the tea bag on the paper, makes it a little old and sepia.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and you put pen over it. It's similar to that. And
when it's still wet.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And then once it's slowly dried up, you can put the more detail into it. And I've done similar work. But
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll have to bring some into. Let's have a look. Yeah. Right, Shane. This is yet another room of the 11, and as you can see, this is completely different from what you've seen before. So this is nearly our photography room. 3 main local artists. We've got Matt Hale, John Williamson, Kit Saddington. We've also got another artist who's what we call a digital artist, and she's got slightly different work. It's very difficult to sort of see, but it's Karen Hudspeth, and what she actually does, she takes the photography and then manipulates it and paints on top of it in Photoshop.
Is that all the lightings on there, on the bridge?
Yeah, that's it. So that's what she does as well. And then from the other end of the scale, you've got Jan Radwanski. His photography is taken from the original plates, so he's bought the actual original photographic plates and then reproduces the images as well. So effectively, they are original photographs from the 1700s and 1800s as well. So,
I like that.
Yeah. Is photography something that you're into?
I haven't had much interest, but I wouldn't mind taking a few photos like this. Because obviously I tried photography on my phone and things like that. I don't think I could get that professional.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
It takes a while. So, but when you go out sketching and drawing, do you just do it live or?
I've done both. I can take a picture and do it, or I've done it in the area.
Oh, fantastic!
It's
nice to see.
I mostly do the sometimes if I don't have time, I take a picture and take it home with us. And then do it. But there's times when I do just go out and do it. Things better.
Yeah, you get a bit of feel for it.
Yeah.
So what's your next project that you're going to be doing?
My next project is that will be, I think, going to the quayside and drawing based on the bridge and the sage and that area, and hopefully getting a good area to see where I can do some drawing.
Brilliant. So you can visit the gallery again?
Yeah, definitely.
Lovely. It was lovely to see you. Thank you.
So Shane has seen enough art to inspire a hippo to start dancing. Let's see if he can live up to the famous name of artist and start his sketches.
I'm at the quayside and I'm doing my drawing here. I'm drawing obviously the bridge and the sage. I've chose this location because I think it's just a really good view. I think the shadows and the reflection will really help. It'll help stand out in my drawing. Drawing and art is just mainly what I'm into. After my first drawing, I decided to draw one of the film crew, so I'm drawing Jack. I've had more practice on drawing people than I have on landscapes. It's what I've usually drawn before.
There's some fantastic work there at the Art Collective. Now, we all know that Google mapped the world, but did you know that there's a company based right here in Newcastle that's mapped an entire country, Jersey, in HD? Come back after the break and find out a little bit more.
I'm Peter Bellingham and I'm a 3D modeller for digital surveys.
My name's Ben Bennett. I'm the Director of Digital Surveys and our new sister company, Digital VR. Digital Surveys is a 3D laser scanning company. What we do is we use a bit of technology called laser scanning to capture anything from a building to a bit of an oil rig to a train, anything where people want something in 3D, we come in and laser scan it in 3D and create a virtual version of it.
This is the laser scan data of Jersey. We went there a few weeks back and scanned more or less the entire island, as you can see. It captures millions and millions and millions of points, and then after it's captured those points, it takes the images and then overlays the colour from those images onto the points. So you do get the 3D, more or less a 3D model of the entire island, what's been scanned.
We use a range of different sort of data capture or digital imaging technologies. The core technology is a laser scanner, and it's a bit like a camera-like instrument. You put it on a tripod, set it up, it fires out a laser. Every surface it hits, it records in 3D space, and it creates this thing called a point cloud, which is millions and millions of 3D points in space.
One of the first demos we tried was, I think it was a roller coaster. So we put that on and it gives you the sensation of actually being on a roller coaster. It's quite unnerving, especially if you're standing up, you can't get your balance, you're falling all over the place. It's quite funny, but because it does actually mess with your senses and make you feel like you're actually really there.
We get to play with a lot of sort of gadgets and latest bits of tech, so there's not sort of one laser scanner that does everything. You have to have lots of different scanners, so we've got all sorts of bits of kit, scanners that run on tripods, scanners that run off tablets, handheld things. So we've got lots of sort of cool gadgets and bits of tech we get to play with. You've obviously got to have pretty high-end workstations and equipment to actually push this data through, so we sort of use the latest technology when it comes to the hardware, and then we also get to play with things like the latest Oculus Rifts, the VR headsets, things like that. So we're sort of constantly trying to push the boundaries of how we can use this data and get to play with a lot of sort of cool bits of tech at the same time.
This is the Samsung Galaxy Gear. This actually, you put in the Samsung Galaxy Note S4, sorry, into here, and then you can just turn on the app, and you can download demos from the marketplace. You can create your own. You can just. This is actually the really like new piece of kit that has just recently come out. But yeah, that's really good.
It really is a bit of a game changer when you put that headset on and experience sort of virtual reality for the first time and see how far it's come. Really sort of pushes the boundaries of what you're sort of used to, and the way it sort of really immerses you in those sort of environments. For us, because we're coming in it from a different way, that we're not creating 3D games of made-up places, we're actually digitizing real-world locations, and that sort of makes it even more sort of engaging you to know you've been on, say, the top of a castle or back of a ship, and then you put the headset on and you feel like you're really back in that place, and you can register with what you're seeing. It is really a sort of a unique experience that we're trying to create. A lot of this stuff, you really need to be on forums, on industry sites, following the industry, seeing what's happening, and just being abreast of sort of current developments. Because the technology is changing all the time, there's no sort of way of doing a course to be up to date with this. You really just got to embrace it and and do as much as you can to immerse yourself in the technology.
I would say do it. I've enjoyed it ever since a young age, obviously, and then I went to university and studied computer-aided design and construction, and the VR industry is just taking off. So if you want to get a job when you finish, then there's going to be tons of jobs popping up, especially in the northeast with the BIM hub, and it's just the Oculus team based not far, and it's brilliant. It's great environment to work in.
It's great to see that the northeast of England are developing cutting-edge technologies. Right, back to Shane and let's see how he's got on.
And a recap, we sent Shane Scott along to the Northeast Art Collective to look at some art and to do some as well. I love doing art, me.
Thanks for coming back. So where have you been this afternoon?
Today, well, I've been to the quayside and I decided to choose my area to draw.
Right.
I'll show you now.
Yeah, that's lovely. So how come you decided to choose this?
Well, I decided to choose that because out of all the areas, I just thought by having the bridge and all the other scenic areas, especially how the reflection on the water is, like I've seen before, I love that in artworks.
Yeah, we've got all the reflections coming on here.
I just love the perspective, especially like with the lamppost, and how the pavement, how I've tried to get the texture right. I've also, I just pass this, did a quick drawing on Jack as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So he's not knocking anything over on this one?
No, he's not knocking. He's all right in that one.
He's safe, yeah. That's really good.
So, thank you. Obviously, you can see here I just used pen for it, and this is like I've drew this over like the work that I've been inspired into based on my comics and things like that. So I just tried to copy it from that style, which is why I've done the thick edge and like the style there all the time.
Yeah, that's really good. I think with my background, I mean, I come from a background where we leave school, you go out and get a job, you earn money, and it was at a time when there was a lot of redundancies getting made. My father got made redundant, my mum got made redundant, so once again, even though both my parents supported my artistic side of things, it was a case I had to go out and find work. So even though I had the various careers, I've always drawn or made clothes or designed, and I actually got an opportunity to come back to the northeast to sort of pursue it, because I'd done everything I wanted to do and I just had this opportunity, and I thought if I don't do it now, it's never going to happen.
I was just asking, how does an artist, say I've done my drawings, how does an artist end up getting their art published and obviously in this, like on any gallery?
Well, as you see when we were walking around earlier on, we are quite different and we are a very commercial gallery, and it's the same submission for every artist. You send us an email with images of your work, a little bit about yourself, and what we do, which is different, we actually ask for the retail price off you, so what you think you would be able to sell your artwork for, and that's another area where we're different. What we then do is myself, John and Gabby, who's all part of the team, we have a look at the artwork. If it's something different that we haven't already got in, then you'll be able to come in, because what we don't do here, it's not a 3-month exhibition space, a 6-month exhibition space. We are here to sell art, and that's what makes us stand out from the rest of the crowd. So if you're in and if you sell one piece, it's fantastic, but you know, if you're in for 6 months, you haven't sold anything, we don't, you know, get rid of you. What we do is say, right, let's have a look at some more work, let's try something new, and then we'll go from there as well. Sometimes it's a fast process, sometimes it's a slow process, but as long as you've got the determination, you know, art is selling and people are buying art. When I first came into the gallery in just about 3 years ago, I was amazed at the artistic talent that we have, you know, in the whole of the northeast, because, you know, with the northeast, people don't think, you know, we've got this sort of talent, and the fact that it is all local artists, I just can't get over that. 150, and that's just in here, so you can imagine what's down in Durham, what's down in Weardale, what's down in Yorkshire, you know, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Being here, I've just realised that there's people that have just started off just like me as a young artist, and they are already up in these galleries and they're starting to make themselves a success. And I believe if I attempt and try and do my best, maybe I could be here in this gallery or any other gallery in the northeast.
I think what we tend to do in the northeast, and I could be wrong on this, we don't tend to shout about it enough. We're quite reserved, you know. We're passionate about our football, we're passionate about our regeneration, and I think now it's time to be passionate about the art, because we just have some fantastic stuff, and it's that simple.
I just want to say thank you for letting us be here, showing all the artworks. It's a great experience. I've never really been in art galleries and seeing all this artwork, it really made us interested and even more inspired to do my artwork, so thank you for it.
No, it's been our pleasure, and don't forget to send some images through when you get your sketches done and see what we can do.
Well, there we have it, another episode of Our Creative North, the show that celebrates the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. Now, if you're a young person or a business that I'd like to feature on the show, please get in touch and we'd love to hear from you. Until next week, see you then.